All right, welcome everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And also, please remember to watch the ads. Watch the ads. Do not skip them. Don't skip them. All right, so we're moving on now to 2012, May, June. So this is May, June of 2012. All right, let's go. Great. Number one says, after Lloyd's father died, Lloyd invited his mother to live with his wife, his two sons, and himself. The new family structure would be termed A, extended, B, nuclear, C, single parent, D, joint family. So if his mother comes to live with him and his family, then you're going to have more than two generations. So once you have more than two generations, it is going to be A, extended. Good. Number two is based on the following statement. John, Simon, and Harry are cousins who live in the same house. Which of the following term best describes their relationship, right? So if they are cousins and they're living in the same house, what best describes their relationship? A, peers, B, siblings, C, relatives, D, contemporaries. So we know it's not peers because they are related, and it's not contemporaries either. So it's either siblings or relatives. It can't be siblings because they are not brothers. They are cousins. So it's C, they are relatives. Items 3 to 5 refer to the following family functions. So A, economic, B, emotional, C, procreation, D, socialization. Match the functions from the list above with the descriptions in terms in items 3 to 5. You may choose any word from the list above more than once or not at all. So 3 says the family produces children and maintains the population. That is C, procreation. Number 4, the family provides security and love for growing children. Security and love that is emotional. Some persons might want to say socialization, but it's a security and love. Love, love, love. So that's not socialization. Socialization is teaching you how to function, but love is more emotional than a function under socialization. Right? The family provides food, clothing, and shelter for the children. Number 5, that is A, economic. All right, so again, number 3 is C, procreation. Number 4 is B, emotional. Number 5 is A, economic. Number 6 now, which of the following are aspects of the socialization process? 1, reproduction. 2, religious teaching. 3, recreational activity. This is easy because we know that reproduction is a separate function away from socialization. So it's 2 and 3, religious teaching and recreational activity. So it's 2 and 3, so it's C. Number 7, which of the following would most likely result from women working outside the home? What would result from women working outside the home? 1, improvement in the standard of living. 2, higher self-esteem for women. 3, fewer educational opportunities for men. Or 4, fall in family values. All right, so we know that fewer educational opportunities for men, that is not it. Then fall in family values, no, that's not a guarantee because you have a lot of women working outside the home and the family values is up. That doesn't always happen, but there's improvement in the standard of living and higher self-esteem for women. So it's 1 and 2 only. Some persons might be thinking 1, 2, and 4, but to show you that 4 is not correct, 4 isn't included in a combination with 1, 2, and 4. There's none like that. A says 1 and 2 only, which is the answer. B says 2 and 3 only. We know that is wrong because 3 is incorrect. C says 1, 2, and 3 only. We know that 3 is incorrect, so that can't be correct either. D says 1, 2, 3, and 4, everything. We know that 3 is incorrect, so it can't be. So the answer is 1 and 2 only, which is A for number 7. Number 8, a man and woman plan to start a family. Which of the following is likely to be least important to them? They're starting a family. What is the least important? So 3 are very important. You need to find the one that is least important. A, a stable relationship. B, social status. C, their health. D, financial status. So what is least important? Social status. See, that's not important to them in starting a family, right? But a stable relationship is important. Their health is important. And their financial status is also important because they must be able to take care of the child financially because children or a child takes money. Good. Number 9. Which of the following would undermine the authority of parents in the home? This is a repeated question too. So A, inconsistency in rewarding and punishing children. B, allowing children to participate in family decision making. C, setting and enforcing clear rules for conduct. Or D, giving cash allowances to adolescent family members. So the answer is A, inconsistency in rewarding and punishing. If you do that as a parent, the child or children is going to take you for a joke and they're going to know that you don't mean what they say, and if they break certain rules, then there will be no consequence. Sometimes the child would not be encouraged to do good things because they know that there is no reward either, because or you have been inconsistent in rewarding. Number 10 is based on the following extract, right? Unemployment and hard economic conditions have forced both parents in some Caribbean families to migrate, leaving an elder son or daughter to care for the younger brothers and sisters. 10 says, which of the following problems is least likely to affect the younger brothers and sisters? Another repeated question. A, low achievement at school. B, lack of opportunity for peer group interaction. C, breakdown in discipline in the home. Or D, lack of adult role models in the home. Least likely effect is lack of opportunity for peer group interaction, right? More than likely in a sibling household, they're going to have a lot of opportunity for that. Number 11, which of the following social issues are associated with the use of illegal drugs? So if illegal drugs is being used by adolescents, which of the following social issues are associated? So you need a combination of 2 or 3, right? Now, is it criminal activity? 1, 2 says indiscipline, 3 says early marriage, and 4 says poverty. So we eliminate early marriage because that is illegal drugs, so we eliminate that. We can eliminate poverty too, right? So issues is as a result of the use of. So it is 1 and 2 only, criminal activity and indiscipline. So the answer for number 11 is A. Number 12, Caribbean governments have improved the rights of children born outside of wedlock by A, passing laws to allow them to qualify for inheritance. B, passing laws to control sexual relations outside of marriage. C, building more foster homes for abandoned children. Or D, providing incentives for their parents to get married. Answer is A, passing laws to allow them to qualify for inheritance, because before they were illegitimate, so they didn't qualify for any inheritance because they were born outside of wedlock, their parents were not married, or their father was in another relationship and went out and had a child, right? But now many governments, or most governments, if not all, have passed laws to ensure that those children become legitimate and can qualify for inheritance. Number 13 to 14 refer to the following table. So look at the table closely. It says frequency of marriages and divorce in country X. Year 1996, 350 marriage, 50 divorce. 1997, 1,000 marriages, 200 divorces. 1998, 1,500 marriages, 400 divorces. 1999, 1,800 marriages, 450 divorces. A total of 4,200 marriages and 1,100 divorces. So now, remember you're using the table for questions 13 to 14. So 13 says, which of the following statements is true? A, more marriages took place in 1999 than in the 3-year period 1996 to 1998. B, marriages and divorces have increased over the period 1996 to 1999. C, more than 25% of married couples were divorced over the period 1996 to 1999. D, marriages and divorces in 1999 were more than that of the period 1997 to 1998. So the answer for question 13 is B. Marriages and divorces have increased over the period of 1996 to 1999. Look at the chart, look at the table, I should say, and every year the amount of marriages and divorces keep going up. So B is correct. Marriages and divorces have increased over the period of 1996 to 1999. Number 14 now says, which conclusion can be drawn from the table? A, more people prefer divorce over marriage in country X. B, fewer people seek divorce in country X each year. C, the number of marriages in country X is decreasing. D, more marriages and divorces occur each succeeding year in country X. So we would have answered 14 and 13. So the answer for 14 is D. More marriages and divorces occur each succeeding year in country X. Number 15, identify the order in which the ancestors of the Caribbean people arrived in the region. So we have 1 Amerindians, 2 East Indians, 3 Europeans, 4 Africans. All right, let me hear your order. Okay. 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 So why are you acting like you didn't know the order in which the ancestors came? That is correct. Yeah, man, that's correct. So we know that the first persons that were here were the Amerindians, the Tainos, and the Kalinagos. They were the first here, right? So Amerindians, then the Europeans came. After the Amerindian population died out and some of them ran away, then the Europeans brought Africans. So after emancipation now, a lot of the Africans no longer wanted to work on the plantation. Thus, the Europeans brought in East Indians to actually work on the plantation. And the bulk of the Indians went to Trinidad and Guyana. That is why Trinidad and Guyana has such a large Indian descent population, right? So it's Amerindians 1, Europeans 3, Africans 4, and East Indians 2. So the answer for 15 is C. 1, 3, 4, and 2. Number 16. Which of the following types of households in the Caribbean is most closely associated with ancestors that came from India? So is it A, sibling, B, nuclear, C, extended, D, single parent? Answer for 16 is C, extended, right? That is traditional Indian families, extended. 17. Which of the following characteristics must all formal groups possess? 1, membership requirements. 2, code of conduct. 3, specific objectives. And 4, elected members. This one is pretty easy. All of the listed points are characteristics of formal groups. So they must possess all these characteristics. So the answer is D. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Number 18. Which of the following best characterizes a primary group? A, a sense of belonging. B, shared beliefs and norms. C, a common name or title. D, face-to-face interaction. Most of these can be associated with primary group, but it asks for what is best. What is distinct and make a primary group more than all the others is face-to-face interaction. The other characteristics can be characteristics of other groups because you can have a sense of belonging in a peer group or an informal group, right? Or in a secondary group, which is large. So secondary groups can have shared beliefs and norms too, and it can have a common name or a title. For example, a school. A school is an example of a secondary group. There's a sense of belonging at school, shared beliefs and norms, and there is a common name like whatever high school. So that's a secondary group, but what makes a primary group distinct is the face-to-face interaction because the group is pretty small and the members know each other and are used to each other. Understand? Number 19 to 20 refer to the following dialogue. Sita says, when Marvin was group leader, he was always ordering us about. Paul, me, I prefer a group leader who allows members to do as they please. 19, the leadership style of Marvin as described in the dialogue above is A, autocratic, B, charismatic, C, democratic, D, laissez-faire. Because he always orders people around, the answer is A, autocratic. That's an autocratic style of leadership. Number 20, Paul's statement indicates that he prefers a leader with a style that is A, autocratic, B, charismatic, C, democratic, or D, laissez-faire. Because Paul wants members to do as they please, that style of leadership is D, laissez-faire. 21. Which of the following may contribute to group cohesion in the Caribbean? 1, clear goals. 2, special privileges. 3, similar interest. or 4, share the values. The answer for 21, let's look about it. Clear goals, yes. Similar interests, yes. Shared values, yes. Special privileges will carry about all kinds of problems, and that will not cause the group to be cohesive. So that can't be the answer. So the answers are 1, 3, and 4. 1, 3, and 4, so that's C for 21. Number 22. Democratic control and open membership are features of A, street gang, B, trade union, C, cooperative society, D, private company. Answer for 22 is C, cooperative society. If you don't know what that is, Google it. Right? There's not open membership or democratic control in a street gang. One man is in control and there are rules to becoming a member. Same for trade union, rules to becoming a member that you have to follow. Same thing for a private company, rules to join. Good? Number 23. Which of the following are examples of institutions? 1, bank, 2, school, 3, church, 4, government. All of them are examples of institutions. Bank is an economic institution. A school is an educational institution. A church is a religious institution. And government is a political institution. So all of them. So for 23, it's 1, 2, and 3. D. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Sorry, D for 23. 24. The Constitution of Commonwealth Caribbean countries guarantees citizens freedom of conscience, expression, assembly, and movement. These freedoms are usually referred to as A, citizenship, B, independence, C, civic duties, or D, human rights. Those are D, human rights. 25. The role of the opposition in parliament can best be described as A, analyzing government's policies and presenting alternatives, B, opposing policies which the ruling party proposes, C, inciting civil disobedience and mass protest, D, voting in favor of bills debated in parliament. All right? So we know it's not C, to incite civil disobedience, because that is going to be illegal and they can go to prison for that. It's not D either, because the opposition, they can't really vote in favor of every bill, or else the people are going to think that there's no difference between the opposition and the government. The role of the opposition is to listen what the government is saying, and if they don't agree, they present alternatives. So the answer for 25 is A. It's not B either, because they can't just oppose everything, because that is going to be problematic. Government must propose something that is good that the opposition can agree with. So the answer is A. Analyze the government's policies and present alternatives. 26. In which of the following countries is proportional representation practiced? Is it A, Guyana, B, Jamaica, C, Barbados, D, St. Vincent and the Grenadines? So the only one here that proportional representation is practiced or used to be practiced, because one student pointed out that Guyana no longer uses proportional representation. I don't know how true that is, but based on the notes, based on the textbooks, based on the information that is available, Guyana is the only one from this list that uses proportional representation. 27. A political campaign is a method used by political parties to A, give voice to the people, B, encourage persons to vote, C, give donations to the needy, or D, get funding from the public. Main aim of a political campaign is to B, encourage people to vote. 28. In many Caribbean countries, the Queen of England is the head of state. Such countries may be described as A, republics, B, monarchies, C, dictatorship, D, democracies. Right? Once the Queen is the head of state, it is a monarchy. 28B. 29 to 30 are based on the following options. You may choose any option from the list below more than once. Once are not at all, right? So the list is A, Speaker, B, Leader of the House, C, Chief Justice, D, Leader of the Opposition. So 29, which of the following persons listed above is the head of the judiciary? Who is the head of the judiciary? That person is C, the Chief Justice. 30, who presides over the House of Assembly, House of Representatives? For 30, that is A, the Speaker of the House presides over the House of Representatives. 31, for which of the following purposes is the information collected in a census normally used? 1, to determine the rate of population growth. 2, to predict the needs of the society and plan how to satisfy them. Or 3, to estimate the number of government supporters in the country. All right, so a census is not used to estimate the amount of government supporters in the country. So 3 is out. So anyone that contains 3 is incorrect. So A says 1 and 2 only, B says 1 and 3 only, so that is incorrect because it has 3. C says 2 and 3 only, that is incorrect because it has C. D says 1, 2 and 3, so that is incorrect because it has 3. So the one that is left is A, 1 and 2 only. So the answer for 31, A, 1 and 2 only. All right, I'm going to do part 2 to this video either today or tomorrow. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and also watch the ads. Watch the ads. Watch the ads, ladies and gentlemen. All right, thank you guys for sharing, and see you next time. Oh, remember to support my other YouTube channel, Curry Fences. Curry Fences.